39 hours ago, 15 new castaways started a game like no other. Survivor.
Welcome to Survivor Kingston Road Trip.
These castaways slept in 40-degree weather, faced brand new grueling challenges,
No, I'm not good, Tom.
and experienced the craziest version of Survivor Kingston yet. The Capybara tribe was the only original tribe to not lose a challenge, and all 5 of them made it to the merge. At the merge, they dominated the rest of the players, picking them off one by one.
Clark, HB, Gabe, Bear, the tribe has spoken.
At the last immunity challenge, Mandy beat all 5 capybaras, forcing them to eliminate one of their own for the first time all season. Mandy wins immunity.
Tom, the tribe has spoken.
Only 5 remain. Find out who wins it all tonight on Survivor Kingston Road Trip. For today's immunity challenge, the players will balance a ping pong ball on a paddle while standing on a brick. If your ball drops or you fall off the brick, you're out. We will add a ball every 2.5 minutes until one player remains.
Mandy, I gotta take that necklace back. Survivor's ready. Go. Alrighty, I'm gonna start the timer now. You guys will go for 2.5 minutes. Heavy, out, ill, out. Yep, you're gonna keep one hand on the paddle, just like that. We're down to 3 people left. If you step off the perch, you are out. If your ball drops, you're out. Some movement from Mandy. Adam a little wobbly. Bones, that hand is shaky. It's cold out here. It's starting to get real. The only way you're guaranteed to survive another round is if you have this necklace. We're at 1 minute and 30 seconds. We got a minute left until we're gonna add another ball. You guys still got a while before we're gonna step down and grab another ball. "35 seconds until we set down and add another ball. All right, 5 seconds, we're gonna step down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can grab your balls and step down. We got 2.5 minutes. Survivor's ready. Go. Let go of that ball. All right, we are live. Bones out just like that. It is Mandy and Adam in this thing. If you can get concentration, if you can get a ball to be still, then you can control this for 2.5 minutes. But if you can't, then you can just fall out super fast just like that. Adam getting some movement. Adam out. Mandy wins immunity, 2 in a row. Congratulations. Here you are. Congratulations, you are guaranteed a spot in the final 4 of this game. For the rest of you, I got nothing for you. I'll give you like 25, 30 minutes to go strategize over there, figure out your game plan, and then we'll go from there. All right, see you later.
Okay, so after that challenge, it was great to win immunity again. You know, you walk into challenges and you're like, oh gosh, this is gonna be easy. And then you get to that challenge, this is gonna be really hard. And so going up against some of these competitors, it's hard because you don't know what their strengths are. But to this point, kind of strategizing, I feel like there's about 3 people left who are still in an alliance. And our goal is to make it to be the last 3. And so now we're just kind of voting people off, and you feel bad because it's such a great group of just awesome people with great strengths and great stories, and they're just cool people. And so, you know, it's never a dig at them. It's always just, you have to pick off who you feel like is going to be the hardest person for you to beat in the end. And so that's kind of our strategy.
Why did she have to win? I'm just bummed at myself. Like, I just feel like I thought I would do better than that. Okay, Mandy won again. Not what we wanted. Yeah, it's a bummer. I was really hoping I would fare better in that challenge, but I just lost control of my ball. So I'm just bummed at myself too. But I think we're deciding to vote Adam. Me, Bones, and Evie have had a strong alliance from night 1. We just gotta stick to that. Mandy is saying she wants me, Bones, and her at the end, so I don't want to take her to the end now that she's won back-to-back immunity, but if she is saying that, then I think that means I'm safe. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Evie and Adam have gotten a little bit tighter, so I don't know if they'll try and scheme something up. Bones has an idol. I think I'm the only one that knows about it that's left, so I think he's gonna play it tonight just to be safe. But yeah, definitely bummed that Mandy won just because us yellows were so strong, and now she keeps encroaching, so unfortunately we have to cut off another limb. But I think it's going to be Adam, just down to the fact of the alliance that Bones, Evie, and I established night 1.
I guess my thought is, like, if I had to compete with who I had to compete with in the end, like, who's going to be the biggest competitor? I mean, because, I mean, while I have this, like, there's a lot of things I'm not strong at. So I feel like figuring out what could be coming next as opposed to who would be the biggest competition on that.
Yeah.
So I think that's
Just killing on the physical side.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that might be all I have going for me.
I think Mandy winning kind of hurts me because she is such a strong competitor. I mean, she's won the last 3 challenges. You saw her hold that bar. She's awesome. And if I had to go up against her, I'm not having much hope in myself. So yeah, it definitely hurts me because I feel like me, Bones, and Elaine, like, I can trust them. So I feel like our next vote is unfortunately going to be Adam, just because he is super strong, good competitor. But it sucks because he's such an awesome guy. But you gotta sometimes not play with your heart, and I gotta be Survivor Evie and not just normal Evie. So
what are you thinking, Mandy?
Yeah.
no, I'm so heartbroken that it's going to be good.
Well, I mean, he's a super strong competitor too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it was kind of like with Tom. Same thing with Adam. I feel like he's just a strong competitor.
Yeah. He's so quiet. Like,
He is quiet. That's why I never
I'm
know.
assuming he doesn't have an idol or anything, but he's kept to himself a lot.
Maybe he does.
Do you think he does?
I don't know if he does, but maybe, you know,
Yeah.
because we couldn't find it anywhere. Maybe
Yeah.
that would be the ultimate strategy.
Dude, he would,
fake
like,
that would be freaking awesome.
he's like played so subtle and low key, and if he lived it out now, gosh, I just feel like he would have told someone by now, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's played such a quiet game, though. You never know.
Yeah, I like the game he's played. He's been very mellow, which
Yeah.
he's like that as a person, I feel like. But
Yeah.
I don't really have a game plan on who I'm going to vote for yet. I don't know. I like everybody. Just it kind of stinks that she won the challenge again, Megan. But if I can pull her over to my side and one other person, I think Evie, she might be my ride or die. We'll see. I don't know. Her and Elaine pretty tight. So. I don't know. We'll see.
To be honest, I think Mandy's great, but whoever makes it out of this, I think taking her into the final 3 is dangerous because the jury is going to be gunning against yellow for the whole.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So I think if she makes it to the final 3, she's a shoe-in. I've been over there talking to the tribe. I told them Mandy going to the top 3 is dangerous because we have 1 yellow in the jury right now, and I think everybody's going to be gunning against yellow. And there's going to be 2 there no matter what. So I think Mandy's a shoe-in if she makes it to the top 3. So I told them I think that's dangerous. So this kind of hurts. But the consensus right now, I think, is everybody wants to vote out Adam this one, which scares me because that puts 3 girls again with me, which I think mine and Elaine's alliance is really strong, and I think I can keep her pulled. And Mandy said she wants to take us to the top 3, but then again, if we could get Evie out this time, I could get Adam on my side, and we could take out Mandy. That'd be great. But I think I'm safe this time either way. I'm going to play my idol. Last chance I get to do it, so I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. Apparently, I thought everybody knew I had it. Only one person knows I have it. So they seem, so that's going to kind of be a shocker, I guess, but it's just for, I don't want to take it home with me, so I might as well play it.
Clark, Hannah Brown, Gabe, Bear, and Tom voted off at the last tribal council. Bones, you gotta be worried, man. I mean, the plan seemed to be we're taking yellow, we're gonna be the final 5. Mandy wins another individual immunity. What's the plan? Because if she wins again, 2 of you guys are gonna have to sit with her at the end.
My plan really right now, as a group, I think our plan is everybody individually just has to win an immunity challenge. You've got to. So my plan is I can't really worry about the next tribal until after the immunity challenge. And hopefully I can win it. I'm tired of losing, so I'm hoping to go out and win this next one. But I can't worry too much in the future right now because there's so much that could happen between now and then.
Mandy, how good does that feel to win 2 in a row when it seems like the odds are all against you and all you have left is to win the challenge? How did that feel?
Well, I definitely feel like going into it, the odds were not in my favor, with sitting with yellow. And so going into it, I just had to do my best and just hope that the cards lined up for me, and thankfully they did.
Adam, what's your case tonight if yellow, you guys are gonna have to vote one of each other off. What's your case? Are you gonna say, I'm strong in the challenges. I can beat Mandy in that last challenge if it's something that I'm good at. I've come in second in half the challenges. Is that it? Or is it, hey, I've been loyal to you guys since day 1 and I'm gonna keep riding with you guys?
I think it's a little both, I guess. Obviously I'm not the strongest. I keep losing, so there is the teamwork aspect, but when you only got teammates left that you started with, you gotta do something.
Evie, we mentioned it last time when you guys voted off Tom. How hard is it when you have to vote off your original team? It's one thing when you're voting off someone else, oh, my loyalties are with my original team, it's okay, but when it's the guys you started with, when it's the guys that helped you set up your tent, how hard is it to be okay, I gotta vote this girl or this guy off?
Super hard. But you just kind of gotta, like I said earlier, just take yourself kind of out of normal Evie and put yourself in Survivor Evie mode. And it breaks my heart, but you just kind of gotta do it.
Elaine, is that tough too for you? The bonds you make out here, it's funny. You're out here with strangers in 40-degree weather, freezing cold. You just let me do whatever I want to you guys. Really, I just tell you what to do and you guys do it. How tough is it to, like, you know, it's part of the game. You got to vote people off, but like, these are people who are your friends and like you've built serious, real relationships with them. How tough is it?
Yeah, I knew this would be the hardest part for me. I'm super non-confrontational in my real life and don't like any chaos or hurting other people's feelings, so not fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that being said, if anyone has one more thing they want to say, feel free. This could be your last chance for someone. If not, then Mandy, you can come grab the urn. It's time to vote. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and they would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. This for you tonight?
Yeah.
Alrighty. This is a hidden immunity idol. All votes cast against Bones will not count. Anyone else? All right, I'll read the votes. First vote, Bones, does not count. Second vote, Adam. Third vote, Adam. The 11th person voted out of Survivor Kingston road trip and the 6th member of our jury.
This is no, I'm just playing. that was good.
Good play with Adam.
I had a great time.
You're the best.
Adam, the tribe has spoken. Oh, the tribe has spoken.
I'm still here.
It's time for you to go.
All right.
Tearing up too.
Congrats on making it to the Final Four. I know that's tough, but you guys have done awesome to make it this far. We will get into the final immunity challenge here shortly. I cannot wait.
For today's final immunity challenge, we have a two-part challenge. The 4 remaining castaways will do a dead hang competition where the top 2 finishers will move on to the puzzle portion. The castaway who dead hangs the longest will receive a 7.5 second head start in the puzzle. The winner will be guaranteed a spot in the final 3 of Survivor Kingston road trip.
Survivor's ready. Go. All right, Bones up. All right. If I see your feet touch the ground, you are out of here. You guys are going to have to hold on as long as you can. This is the ultimate test of willpower. Who's going to give it their all to hold on? This is the most important challenge we've had yet. No one is guaranteed to survive Tribal Council next. No one. You have to do as well as you can on this part of the challenge to get the head start in the puzzle and to get that necklace ultimately. You guys have been going for about 25 seconds now. You guys are at 35 seconds. You guys are killing it. This is already extremely impressive. You guys just keep holding on. I know it hurts now, but it'll feel so good later on knowing that you're guaranteed to be at Final Tribal Council. 45 seconds. Elaine drops out at 45 seconds. Super impressive. We're at 50 seconds. You guys are almost up to a minute. You guys have officially been going for a minute on this thing. You guys keep holding on. The next person that drops is out of the challenge. The next will move on to the puzzle, but whoever lasts the longest will get. Evie drops out at 1 minute and 17 seconds. Bones is out of there. Mandy is gonna have the head start going into the puzzle. You'll have a 7.5 second head start. Mandy, go. Bones, I'll hand you yours after 7.5 seconds. You gotta figure out the puzzle. Bones is already studying Mandy's, which is super smart. Bones, you're in. All right, Bones, end this challenge. It takes a minute. You gotta figure out, it's weird, it's tough. All you gotta do is get those keys apart. Study the keys, figure out where they need to go, how you need to get them unlocked. You might have to wiggle a little bit, you might have to squeeze it through. This is tough. You guys just dead hung for over a minute. You're not gonna have to force, anything. You just gotta solve this puzzle. You got the whole keys to work with. We're officially 1 minute into this challenge. It's super tough. Once you see it, once you figure out what you gotta do, you start seeing the whole thing. You start seeing the big picture. Just take a step back. Don't be narrow-minded during this challenge. This is a brain challenge over a brawn challenge. This is all mental. Mandy, moving down the key. She's about halfway through the puzzle. Bones is still stuck on the first segment, it looks like. Mandy wins immunity, guaranteed a spot in the final 3 of this game, winning 3 immunities in a row. Congratulations, Mandy. Come get this necklace on. You are guaranteed a spot in the final 3 of this game, and you will be able to sell your case on how to win. For the rest of you, you got a tough decision to make. You guys can go back to camp. We'll give you about 20-25 minutes before we do our tribal council. See you guys later.
Sucks.
So winning the challenge was awesome. Going into challenges is always kind of nerve-wracking because you don't really know what to expect. You don't know if it's going to be physical, if it's going to be mental. Is it going to be questions? And so going into the challenge, when I saw it was physical, I knew I could at least get to where it was me and Bones. And then when it turned into the keys, I just really thought, you know, when you've got those keys and those puzzles, you've got the little intricate things that you have to look for. So as soon as I saw the slits in the keys, I just started moving it to see where it would go. And then once you get it going, it just goes. In terms of competition, I know probably Bones and Elaine are 2 of my biggest competitors. Like, they bring a lot to the table, physical, just they're smart, they know how to play the game. But I do feel like the 3 of us have built a pretty good alliance. We've been very honest with each other the whole time. Anytime we've found things, we've told each other. So just playing a fair, honest game, I feel like has kind of been how we've gotten here, and just finding people that you can read well, that you feel like they're going to be honest as well.
The thing is, like, we planned it to be us 3 and we made it really freaking close, and I think that's how we did outwit everybody is we had, because I remember coming to you first, so I was like, we're going to make an alliance, and he was like, yes, we will. And then at the water, I remember when we found our water jug, I was like, okay, we're all 3 going to be in one.
While we're over here, I like to learn both of y'all right now.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. I think we have the best chance together, the 3 of us, in this, if we can just push it on, because at some point we're going to have to go to trial.
Yeah.
I think it's best if we 3 can kind of stick together and we can do what we need to.
It's funny, in my first interview, I was like, me and Evie have kind of clicked. I was like, I really want to work with Bones too. And then he came up to the water jug and I was like, let's go, we're all on the same page. And I think Evie and I have clicked really quick. We did the puzzle together, we ran together, we're the 2 girls on the tribe. I would really like to work with Bones. He's a little bit younger, so like I don't know if the older guys might team up, if Bones would want to work with Evie and I. Haven't had a chance to like talk to anyone one-on-one. That's kind of where I'm at in my head. I don't know, that's just awesome enough in itself, I think, to make it this far with each other. So I think at this point, like, we're gonna have to turn on someone. I hope you guys know it's not personal. No, I think we just all have to think like it's a game, ultimately, and none of us have to take it personal. Sucks. It does suck because all of you guys. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I'm about to cry.
These 2 days have felt like a week.
I know. I think I'm just really tired. I'm really hungry too. Yeah. If she just didn't win that freaking challenge. No, I would have rode it all the way.
She showed me how she did that puzzle. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Puzzles aren't my thing. So I was like, this is so much.
That's okay. You did great. It's no big deal.
So that challenge could have gone better, of course. I was hoping either me or Elaine would win, because that makes Mandy and Evie have to try to kind of team up with us, because I think me and Elaine are a pretty good alliance. But it didn't go that way. Mandy won, but Mandy has approached me and Elaine both about getting an alliance and taking out Evie, so I'm hoping that can stay square. I'm a little nervous with 3 girls, 1 guy, but Mandy said there's no girls alliance because I asked her. So I'm hoping that I can just get myself in there and make it all the way to the jury. When we get to the jury, though, I think Mandy may have a leg up. I'm a little nervous. I've crossed a few people. I'm scared it's a few too many, and we all really don't know where anybody's going to vote, not even the yellow tribe at this point. So it could go any which way, but we're hoping this tribal we can get Evie out and then make it the rest of the way.
It's hard to strategize coming into these things because, I mean, it could be me just as well sitting right there. Like, so, I mean, I'm not leaning one way necessarily or the other. I feel like all of you guys are great competitors, so I don't know. I'm just waiting for someone to make a move.
Like, I'm struggling in my mind right now because Bones and I have been so tight this whole game that I think he has fought really hard, and so he's a little scary, but that's also like would suck to do. Okay, so the challenge was really difficult to like hold myself on that bar. I knew with Mandy being like so strong and Bones that I probably wouldn't have a chance in it, so I just dropped because I couldn't take enough and just kind of went from there. And now I feel like there definitely is a target on my back. I definitely feel like the energy's a little bit off because nobody's really talking, and I feel like now they kind of are, which is, it's fine, it's a game. And I realized that there's got to be one voted off. I mean, me, Bones, and Elaine had that original alliance from the very beginning, and if Mandy wouldn't have won, then she would have been the one we voted off. So seriously, it's a game, and I realize there has to be one person to go.
So is that still the plan, Evie?
I don't know. I may try to get Elaine on my side since she was the first person I really talked to, but I don't know. We'll just see. But I'm just trying to think of everything and try to not be blindsided.
Is Evie still your plan?
That's what y'all want to do. Okay. I mean, I felt like that was, if y'all want to do that. Unless one of you feel like you're more confident going to the jury. Like, I don't know.
I don't feel, that's my thing, I don't feel confident at all going to the jury.
Yeah.
I crossed Clark, Gabe, Hannah, Tom, Adam.
So you don't feel confident going up against the jury or into the jury?
Up against them. That's why I think you should take me to the jury mostly. I'm pleading my case to you here right now.
Right.
I don't think I have a good shot with them at all. That's what the final 3 would be fun to make, so.
Yeah, I get that.
Do you think Evie gets Hannah's vote? Bear's vote?
I mean, Evie's crossed no one. That is a good point.
Yeah.
She hasn't crossed anyone. Super bummed with how the final challenge turned out. My 2 goals coming in were get to the merge, win individual immunity. That second goal did not happen, but I've made it to the final 4, so I think that's pretty awesome too. Whenever I saw the dead hang, I was like, I'm just not very strong with my upper arms, so I was a little worried about that. And then Mandy winning is just not what we wanted. She really scares me going into the final three. I mean, to be the sole blue that's made it. I think just what's really weighing heavy on me now is who I have to choose from yellow, because these are my two tightest alliances. So I'm gonna have to betray someone. And I feel like initially I was like, I've been probably closer with Bones and like have done a ton of strategy with Bones. And then he almost wanted to save Adam with the idol so we didn't run into this, because I think he was a little worried about the girls teaming up, which in the moment I was like, no, like we're strong till the end. But now when I'm thinking about it, I think I have the best shot if I take Bones out, which sucks. But we've both played a strategic game together, and so having him there with me I think would make it a lot harder to plead my case. Mandy has clearly dominated from a physical perspective, but I think I've really outshone her in like the strategy standpoint. Like I've had multiple times where Mandy's like comes to me and like, what do you want to do? And I feel like I really like made a mark when I corralled everyone up to get out Gabe, and then we flipped to Clark, but then pulled his advantage and then got Gabe out soon after that. So I don't know, like I came into this saying I wanted to be truthful and honest, and I feel like I've done that as much as I can. But I don't know, I feel like if it's me, Bones, Mandy at the end, I don't feel like I have a shot. I don't know. I feel like it could be pretty split, and I feel like if it's me, Mandy, Evie, the chances go a little bit more my way. Which shoot, I mean, Bones may be thinking the same thing. I don't know. But God, it sucks to like have to vote off another super tight alliance. But when it comes down to it, I think at this point I have to think about myself. So I don't know. We'll see what I do. I got to think on it some more.
Introducing our jury: Clark, Hannah Brown, Gabe, Bear, Tom, and Adam voted off at the last tribal council. Congratulations, guys. Making it to the final four is super impressive. Let's just address the elephant in the room. Bones, you know, we've talked about this yellow group sticking together, and like, you guys have had to vote people off, and Mandy's won 3 in a row. Like, I've asked it before, and I'm gonna ask it again. How tough is it? Like, these are the 3 yellows you've decided to go far with. How tough is it to make a choice on who you vote off tonight?
It's extremely difficult, and it's not gotten easier the whole time, really. And this one's gonna be probably more hard because I've been close with all these in alliances. But Mandy, I wanted to beat her in that challenge so bad. Thought it was time she got another loss, and that puzzle really got the best of me. So I take fault in that one. If I'd have won, we could have maybe kept this alliance together, who knows, but yeah, it's gonna be a tough one right here.
Mandy, how's that feel to hear them say, like, oh, I was voting Mandy? Like, how does that feel to hear?
It feels good. I mean, well, it feels bad to hear, you know, the alliance part, but it feels good to have the immunity of it. But I mean, I get it. Like, it's part of the game, and, you know, they're gonna stay strong to their colors, and that's the play of the game, and, you know, kudos to people who can do that. And so my goal really just going into the challenge was just play my best. I mean, I tried to play my best before and I lost, but I've just tried to walk into every challenge just to play your best, do what you can, and let the cards fall. And so just thankfully they just fell in my favor this time.
Elaine, we've talked about building relationships out here and how important it is. And based off the relationships that you've built, do you feel like you're safe tonight? Do you feel confident in tonight's vote?
Yeah, I I don't want to ever say with 100% certainty that I feel safe. However, I really trust all three of these people. We all get along really well, so this is a tough vote. But yeah, I think I'll be safe tonight. Just trying to vote what's going to be best presenting to the jury. So,
Evie, if tonight is your last tribal council, what will you take from this experience out here?
I'll take a lot, actually. I came out here, not thinking that I would make it this far. Just really got out of my comfort zone, easily being one of the most unathletic people out here. I was a cheerleader in high school. I'm into the beauty industry, so you wouldn't think that I would get out here and camp. So I'm taking a lot from this, and I'm proud of myself for being out here.
Mandy, we heard Lane mention the jury. How tough is it right now to decide who you want to sit beside at final tribal council and fight it out with? How tough, how do you make that choice?
I guess even sitting here now, it's hard to even know what to do because, you've got three really strong people sitting in front of me, and whoever goes to the jury, you got to think of who would they think, who did they make alliances with, or who did they like more, or who cut them, and so it's a lot to try to think about.
Yeah, it's a huge decision. Does anyone else have anything else they want to add? All right, well, with that being said, for the final time for you four, it's time to vote. Alrighty, idols can't be played anymore, so whoever has the most votes cast against them will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Bones. Second vote, Evie. We're tied. 1 vote Bones, 1 vote Evie. Third vote, Evie. 2 votes Evie, 1 vote Bones. The 12th person eliminated from Survivor Kingston road trip and the 7th member of our jury, Evie. You can grab your torch. Evie, the tribe has spoken.
That's it.
It's time for you to go. All right, congratulations to you three. You are in the final 3 of this crazy game. Prepare what you want to say. Just think about how you want to approach this. We'll come get you when we're ready. And that's it. See you later. You can grab your torch and head back.
I had such a fun time out here doing this. I'm really proud of myself because I really did step out of my comfort zone, and I was easily one of the most unathletic people out here, and it just goes to show that anybody can play this game, literally anyone. And but I loved my tribe. I stayed yellow, so I loved that, and I really felt bad to do anybody wrong, anybody who I voted out. So I hope you just keep this in the game and don't take it outside because y'all are awesome people. It was so fun. Thank you, Luke, for asking me to do it.
I was honestly really torn. I was starting to think maybe Bones, just because me and him played so closely together, that I felt like he could potentially just be a bigger threat sitting next to against the jury.
So this last tribal, we all voted Evie out, and it was unanimous. We all decided to vote her out. For me, it was tough. I really wanted more Mandy to go out. I thought she had a better chance with the jury.
But after talking with Mandy, she was very pro voting Evie out, and I see it too. You know, Evie has not crossed anyone. She's super well liked, so sweet, and so could potentially be and she has a lot of friends on the jury, so could potentially be pretty dangerous to have against you. And Bones just looked at me when I told him I was confused, and he said, "We said it was going to be you and me at the end." And I came into this like wanting to stick true to myself and stay honest, and I feel like at the end of the day I had the tightest alliance with Bones, and so I want to go to the jury with full confidence and not have to face Bones on the jury.
So Elaine really had it out with Gabe a little bit, and I know that she was always against Gabe. I know Tom, I don't know if her and Tom always were on the same page as well. I think there were more people that will be against Elaine than would be against Evie.
Being in the last three, I never expected to be here in a million years. Coming into the game, I really just thought, just get past the first night.
Two key points I really want to hit on is that I was the one that really spearheaded. Everyone was gunning for Tom, and I thought to myself, Tom's a yellow, we can't lose him yet. I spearheaded the idea to get Gabe. We ended up flipping to Clark when we had scared Gabe a bit, and he pulled out his advantage and got Clark out. So I feel like that was a big key move that I really led, and I really want to talk about that because I feel like that is ultimately what gave us the yellow numbers this far, and ultimately probably led me here, because yellow, we just had the numbers for so long. I can say that I went into every tribal council knowing exactly what was going to happen, and exactly what happened, was never shocked. So I feel like I was really in the know, me and Bones were really in the know on what was going to happen, and no one ever really picked up on that for some reason, which we're both kind of shocked by. I think it would have been a smart move to split us up, but never happened. So
the jury worries me a lot. I've double-crossed a few people. I think I've played a really good game personally, but it has come at the cost of a few people in this jury here, which I hope they don't really hold against me, but that's where my speech is going to go. I'm going to try to convince them that it was nothing personal, that I thought they were all great competitors, but the game I had to play was with the numbers, and the numbers were always in the favor of yellow.
And Bones is really selling this about himself, but I do think that he double played a lot. I mean, I'm really interested to see how Gabe votes, because he was working with Gabe and then coming back to me, and we were scheming. So yeah, he does potentially have a lot of enemies on the jury, so I think that could play to my advantage.
I feel like going into the last three, I feel like Elaine has a really good shot of winning. She's been pretty trustworthy and faithful throughout. She's very honest with people when they say, "Hey, is it me?" She's blatantly said, "Hey, I'm sorry, you know, you were too big of a threat." And so I really appreciate her honesty and just how she's played the game and how tough she's been.
I think it's going to come down to yellow versus blue. Do people really like Mandy's physical ability? And I personally think she had a lack of just like playing the game in other ways of like determining who we wanted to vote out, etc. I feel like that's what I really got to sell to the jury.
Bones is really strong going into this last part too. I do feel like Bones feels like he has some enemies in the jury that maybe he's crossed in certain ways. So for me, I would probably pick Elaine to win it.
I think Mandy's a big threat, but then again, the people in her tribe were against her before we even had the swap. So I'm hoping that can kind of play a game in it, but I think Elaine has a great shot at it. She was in my alliance the whole time, so I knew if I was gonna make the top three, she'd be here. But at the same time, that scares me because I do think she has a good shot, but I'm hoping that some of the things that she said to some people or did something will swing their vote to be just any other way, and I can convince them on my end.
I feel like my own odds going into it are the same as when just coming into the whole game. I'm just a smaller competitor. I do what I can on every challenge, and I just leave it all on the table. You know, being a mom of three, a school teacher, like, you don't really expect to be here. You don't be able to expect to compete with 20-year-olds. So, but here we are.
Jury?
Clark.
Hannah Brown, Gabe, Bear, Tom, Adam, and Evie voted out at the last tribal council. All right, guys, congrats on making the final 3. This is where you plead your case to these 7 people on why you deserve to win this game. I'm just gonna call them up one at a time. But before that, I want you guys to just kind of plead your case. We'll start with Mandy and we'll go across. Just tell them why you think you deserve to win this game.
I guess I feel like I deserve to win at this point. I feel like I've played a pretty fair game. I felt like when people asked me certain things, I was honest. When I was going to play a card and I was asked, I was honest. I didn't try to lie my way through anything. And so for me, I felt like keeping my integrity in check was still kind of my play. I think that I didn't expect even really to make it to the merge. So being here, it's pretty humbling, and going through the challenges with everybody has been, I don't know, pretty tough. Being the smallest competitor, I didn't really feel like I had a chance against some of you big guys. I felt like you beat me out every time, and you did. So sitting here is just kind of a humbling experience of just being able to be here and walk through it. So it's pretty cool.
Okay, well, first off, it's been a blast playing with all of you guys. I've really enjoyed getting to know all of you, and I echo what Mandy said in that it's pretty humbling sitting here. Yeah, I came out here this weekend not really knowing what to expect, but yeah, fought hard and am super honored to be sitting here today. So I'm a little nervous, but I have a couple things I want to share. So to plead my case to you guys and why I think you should vote for me as sole survivor. So when you think of survivor, the 3 kind of buckets you talk about are outwit, outplay, outlast. So I want to talk about outplay first. You guys all saw, unfortunately, I was not able to snag an individual immunity challenge win throughout this season. That was a goal of mine, but unfortunately fell up a little bit short there. However, I want to speak to 2 outplay moments that I had that I really feel like are a reason that I'm sitting here. One, the first challenge that we had on Friday night. Evie and I were working the puzzle, and I was the one that figured out we needed to flip the piece and ultimately won us that puzzle challenge, which ultimately just set up Yellow as, you know, a strong team. And then 2, our second challenge, we were coming in 5 yellow strong, and I was set to be our puzzler again. And I won that challenge for Yellow, allowing us to also avoid tribal council again. So I think those 2 key plays I had as a puzzler led Yellow Tribe to continue to be really strong, and ultimately led into later success in the game. So then when we speak of outwit and outlast, so when I came into this game, I wanted to stick true to myself and play as honest as I possibly could. That's just how I roll in real life. And so night 1, I made really great relationships with everyone in Yellow Tribe. Unfortunately, we didn't really have to stress. You know, we had won immunity for that night, and really had a great feeling about our Yellow Tribe as a whole. I really clicked with Evie and Bones that night especially, and we all kind of agreed that as best as we could, we wanted to try and be final 3 together. And I am like proud to say that we were able to do that up until we literally had no choice but to vote one of us out. Additionally, I feel like there were often times when people were trying to convince people maybe to get out Tom, the big threat, but I knew that we had to stick loyal to Yellow, because ultimately I knew that loyalty to my original tribe was going to set myself up for better success down the road. So I feel like that loyalty really allowed me to outplay a lot of people, not swinging onto different tribes or different teams. And I can say that going into every tribal council, I knew exactly how the vote was going to go. So I feel like I was definitely in the know on what was going on, about what key plays were going to be made. And then I think one of the key outplay moments I had that I just wanted to speak to you guys about was whenever we voted out Clark. So Clark and Gabe, I feel like a lot of people can say were kind of scary to everyone. They're 2 big physical guys, and they were really tight. And pretty much right after we merged, Gabe started talking to a lot of people, and it scared me a little bit. And so I was the one that led the charge to say, hey, I think that we need to potentially vote out Gabe here. He's scaring me. He's a big threat. But then what we ended up doing was flipping to vote Clark, but I believe that we scared Gabe that night because he played his advantage and then left, which ultimately could have led to Clark's being voted out depending on how things went. So I feel like that was a key play that I really led the charge on that ultimately ended up, once again, helping our numbers fall back to yellow, just speaking to original yellow loyalty. So yeah, like I said, it's been a blast. And I also, one thing I also wanted to add was I feel like I really took time to try and get to know all of you guys. I feel like I was pretty well trusted throughout. A lot of people were coming to me on both sides, talking to me about strategy. And so I really feel like that speaks to the fact that I took time to get to know every one of you guys, get to know you personally, what you do for work, what you do for a living, what your family like. And I feel like that led to you guys trusting me and ultimately got me here. So thank you.
So I just want to say first, it was great to get to know everybody here. I honestly, I feel like I played a strong game, but it wasn't always a fair game in itself, but that's how it goes sometimes. I feel like I played to the numbers a lot. Like I wasn't the one making decisions all the time, but I was always on one side where I had numbers and another side where we had advantage. And I feel like that really hurt some people, but it helped me with other cases. One big play that I had to make was with the yellow tribe, and Tom came to me and he said, this is a big play and I need to make sure you're on our side. And it was a big play to earn the loyalty of the rest of the yellow right there, because I knew I'd had alliances with other people there. So I feel like that was a big play that I had to make there, and I gained the loyalty and trust of them. And later down the road, some people did have to be voted out, but I want to say that was not to betray your loyalty, but more to, it had to be done. And I want to say that I hope you all realize that nothing I did was personal toward you all or to come at you all for any reason. It was all part of the game. I had to play the numbers card, and I'd have loved to make it to the final three with any of you all, but I knew Elaine was going to get here with me the whole time. We had a good alliance the whole time, and then Mandy kept killing the challenges the whole time. And so I think that performing in the challenges, I did everything I could. I helped my tribe when I could, did everything I could, and that the individual challenges didn't roll my way, but I feel like I did everything I could to play the best game I could.
Freeze time to speak. Clark, we'll start with you.
First of all, congrats, guys. I'm glad I got to play a short game with you guys. I mean, I got to be on a tribe with you all pre-merge, but didn't get to play too much post-merge, obviously. But it's awesome. You guys made it here. So congrats. I'm going to address you all individually, if that's all right. First, I'll go with Bones. So you're yellow strong, right? And you had an especially strong relationship with Elaine, but you voted with Gabe once, maybe twice, if I'm wrong. How did you repair that relationship?
So with one vote with Gabe for Elaine, or for Hannah was what it was, really that Elaine was in on that one. I told her that Gabe had this advantage and he was going to play it. I knew he was going to do it, and I thought it was best if we took Hannah out because she was around in everybody's ear. She was playing a good game and she had a lot of alliances forming, and I thought if we could get her out, then everybody else would kind of form in motion there. So that's why I played with Gabe there. She got everybody to vote for Gabe in there, and me, Gabe, and Bear went after Hannah.
Gotcha. Elaine, so if you maybe compare yourself to Mandy, you played a less physically impressive game, but I wanted to let you speak to some of your moves you made behind the scenes, or you already touched on it, but if you wanted to speak a little bit more to your behind the scenes game.
Great question. Yeah, you're right. Mandy definitely outshined me when it came to physical challenges. However, I would say that Mandy was coming to me often saying, how are we going to vote? What are we going to do? You tell me, I'll do it. She was super loyal, and I feel like I had really gained her trust, and she trusts me that whatever I felt was the right move, that she would go along with.
Sure, good answer. Mandy, one, you're a beast. Two, glad I got to play with you early on, and feel like we had a good relationship. But my question is this the game you plan to play? Like, did you plan to have this back against the wall, maybe lone wolf sort of gameplay, or was this your backup plan? And then I guess on top of that, would you change anything about how you played?
So I didn't have a huge game plan coming into it. Not knowing a ton of strategy and what to do, and obviously not knowing really anybody, I just tried to, when we were blue, tried to stay strong with blue, and then when we split, tried to really just gauge people and read them and see, like, are they trustworthy? Are they not? Do they flip easy? And really just tried to see, like, where the alliances were strong. I mean, I didn't come in with any real game plan. And I think that maybe that was to my advantage. I kind of just tried to watch how people played the game and just see, almost letting them take each other out. And I just followed suit.
Well, that's all I got. Good luck, guys.
Thanks, Clark.
Alrighty, so first of all, just like Clark said, I want to say congratulations to all of you guys. I mean, I know I wasn't as close to some of y'all compared to others, but still, like, I know it's tough. I know it's not easy. So, like, I'm proud of each and every one of you for getting to the final three, because even over a span of 2 days, like 3 days, whatever, it's not easy. So congratulations. But as of right now, I'm kind of a little bit in between on a vote. So I really just have one question, and it's for Bones. Like, just to start off with, I mean, you conspired to vote against me. You didn't do super well in challenges, I will say. Like, you didn't shine compared to Mandy, you know? And then third of all, you were kind of flip-floppy with alliances, I would say. I would say you were a little bit all over the place at times. You could definitely say a lot of people over here have a bone to pick with you, for sure. Like, I don't know, what should make me vote you over Elaine and Mandy?
The challenges wise, individually, I did not shine. I'm more of athletically, I'm better there, and a lot of those challenges were not built for that. I did great in that one challenge until we got to picking a lock, and then Mandy ran through it in 2 seconds. I couldn't get there. But I feel like in challenges that were built for me, I did pretty well. On the conspiring against you side, it was nothing personal, but I didn't get to know you as well, but I knew that you were talking to Tom and Adam, and I'd heard that you said you had them wrapped around your finger, and I heard Tom say that he had you wrapped around his finger, and I knew Evie was with you as well, and I was like, I just thought in my head, if we can get her out of there and keep Yellow completely together, it keeps us the numbers. But yeah, it was a tough play as well, because I knew it flushed Gabe's idol out as well. So. But then on the flip-floppy side, it was tough. I did have to flip-flop once. With our Yellow tribe, we were strong, but then on the swap, we had a great group there as well. We meshed really well. And then we get back in the merge, and there's still everybody in Yellow's there, and Gabe and Clark and all of us are still here as well. And it really came down to a decision. I have to play the numbers. And Yellow had the numbers at the time, and I couldn't conspire against them, or those numbers would turn on me. So that's why I had to go that way.
Okay, that's all I got.
Okay, so like they've all said, congratulations, welcome to the final three. Mandy, go Emu. We've been there since the beginning, so I know you're excited to be here. I've got one question, and I think we all know who that's going to go to, Bones. So my question is, I want to know your thought process, but first off, I'm going to call you on your bullcrap. You're going to say you're playing the numbers game. When the vote before you decided to switch up and vote me out, we had the numbers with me, you, Tom, and Bear, and me using my extra vote that I got. We had the numbers to, I'm sorry, Mandy, but get you kicked off, and that's your threat potentially now that you're in the final three. That's your biggest threat for, in my opinion, for Sole Survivor. So I want to know your thought process behind, where that went through. And we had alliances from close to, the very beginning of the game when you saw me find an immunity idol. And then later on, you took that immunity idol from me when we were gonna, supposed to go to the end. So I just want to know your thought process and, what were you thinking?
So I did. I wanted to take you with me to the end. I did. You lost a lot of people's trust, though, outside of me, and it put me in a bind as well, because as I was getting closer to you, those people were beginning to falter in my trust as well. But the flipping on you side was not my idea. Tom approached me and told me that the best play would be to get your trust and go after you. But he wanted to go into agreement with you and then vote against you as well. I want to say that was not my plan, but it was part of the numbers game.
That's fair.
All right, so you're all here. Nobody can take that away from you, but I will say Mandy killed it. I wasn't as impressed with the other two, but you're here. You made it farther than me, so like I said, can't take that away from you. It's going to be very hard to take my vote away from Mandy. So let's start by saying we've talked a lot about the yellow tribe. Obviously, we know you guys were strong, but even within the yellow tribe, it seems like maybe you guys weren't as loyal as you said you were. So how easy was it for you, Bones, to manipulate people even on your own team?
Personally, I don't think I really manipulated anybody. I kind of just played the game. I was honest with Elaine the whole time that we had it, and I was honest with Evie too. The whole time we had a great alliance. I didn't try to manipulate anybody by any means. If I did, I just knew that the game, the way it had to go, is some strong people had to be taken out early, and that was my best bet to get here. Was I was hoping that by the end I could have the athletic advantage and killing some challenges, but faltered by Mandy's willpower and strength. So,
all right. And then speaking to that as well, you said that none of the challenges were really made for you, that you thought you would do better in some of the athletic challenges, but when we had some of those challenges, it seemed like you were also not the best at any of those. So what do you feel like was your biggest strength outside of the yellow team?
So on the yellow team, I feel like anything that required the jumping, I did pretty well at, and the untying the rope, I did fine. They were able to lift me up good. The running, I did fine. I had a good lead in that individual challenge. I ran one hop the fence, and I got to the lock, but I just couldn't figure it out. I did struggle with the basketball challenge. That one is going to eat me alive for a while. That should have never happened. I should have performed better there. I guess under pressure, I didn't know what to do. But yeah, I mean, you're right. I struggled a lot in the challenges, and I don't have a great excuse for those. But that's why I had to play a great game outside of challenges as well.
And I will say, it seems like the general consensus is that you did play the social game very well, but it did seem like you were pretty easy to flip, except for Elaine. Even with the yellow team, it didn't seem like you were as loyal maybe as some other yellows were. And then Elaine, for you, a lot of people were kind of saying it looked like you weren't doing a whole lot. And we've heard, obviously, what you had to say about that already, but with the way that your game plan has worked out, what makes you think that you deserve it more than Mandy?
Yeah, no, great question. Yeah, I know you show, or you say, and it shows that Mandy was a super strong physical competitor, but I just want to reiterate the fact that Survivor is so much of a social game too, and I think that's really where Mandy's lacking. Bones and I were really tight, and no one seemed to pick up on that. Like, I feel like she could have had a huge opportunity to split us up and work with, you know, maybe some of the underdogs that were left, and I feel like there were some missed opportunities there. She clung to us, and like that was great. But yeah, I feel like from a social standpoint, I really outshine Mandy where she outshines me, maybe at a physical light. And I would say too, me and Bones worked really tightly together, but I was calling a lot of the shots too. I was the one that told him to vote for Clark. He was going to play an idol for Gabe, and I told him not to. He came to me for a lot of strategic thinking. And I feel like I had a big impact and kept him loyal to yellow when maybe he was considering wavering. So yeah, I feel like no doubt I definitely played strategically, more so than the fellow female competitor here, where she outshined me physically.
And it seems like once you get to the jury, obviously you hear some of these sides of the stories that you didn't hear when you were playing. Yeah. And so for me personally, like I said, you guys all made it here, which is awesome, but I think when Bones says that he did better in physical challenges and you say that you did better in the mental aspect or the social aspect, you can make the argument that maybe Mandy outplayed you both in both of those aspects. So any last thoughts or last things that you guys think that will make it some of these votes over here turn?
I think on the social aspect of that, it's
I was just gonna say, speaking to the social aspect, probably at the beginning of the merge, like I had developed trust with Mandy, and she came to me and said, whatever you want, like I'll vote. Like she trusted me to call shots on votes, and she went along with it just due, I feel like, the predicament she was in with lacking numbers, and so I feel like I really called a lot of the shots for Mandy's votes. and like determining how she went.
And then for me, I related more to Mandy because I was on my own for most of the time, and then Mandy was the only blue for a long time, and we never really linked up, but I could see where she was coming from. You have to make those connections. And so Mandy, what do you feel like was your biggest strength, or what really carried you here knowing that you were outnumbered?
I mean, definitely being outnumbered. I think my biggest strength coming in was just going into every challenge with some grit and feeling like, okay, you just got to lay it all out there. And that's what I really try to do every time to save myself. But also linking up with people that I felt were trustworthy. And, you know, it was hard because I think when you look at a group of people, you don't obviously know them personally. And even if you do, are they playing the game? And so I really just tried to gauge that as I went. You know, I did link up with these two on a lot of the votes because I felt like they had other people that they had alliances with. And so once I got to blue by myself, I'm like, it's either link up or be voted off.
That's all I have for you guys. Congratulations to the three of you.
First off, congratulations all of you making it. It's a hard-fought game. I have a couple questions. Bones, I need you to clarify a statement you made just a minute ago.
Okay.
So last night, after the golf challenge, I round the corner.
Yes.
And you're with Gabe, and Gabe comes to me and says, "Where are you at?" And I was like, "Well, I'm with yellow." Well, what if, and Gabe says it, what if we go with Gabe, you flip on yellow, and I looked at you and said, "You promise this is what we're gonna do?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, we'll do it. I never called that one off. You gotta own that call off.
So
that wasn't me. You flipped on your tribe. You flipped on your tribe. You called, and then in the end, that wasn't on me. Don't make it look like that was on me. That wasn't on me. It was not on me. I trusted you. I thought we had a relationship. We go to the thing this morning. Mandy whoops everybody's ass. Sorry. I go back to camp and you won't even look at me. And nobody will say a word to me. So yeah, I know I'm out, right? I put my rear on the line. You and I did the biggest move of the game. Biggest move of the game.
Yeah.
And I put my rear on the line and you couldn't even look at me this morning to even let me know anything's gonna happen.
Yeah, so I am sorry about that. It was tough because I knew that your trust had to be earned because I knew that you and most of Yellow knew that I was with Gabe pretty hard there. But I remember us having a conversation at the truck when Gabe had walked off.
Yeah.
And you said that we both had agreed that Gabe was a strong competitor and that we needed him to go.
And you said he's got to go.
Yeah, I did agree with you that he needed to go. And then you told me the plan. You told me the plan that you said that I should tell Gabe.
Gabe understands you were the one who said he had to go. It wasn't me. Because you told him it was me. Correct?
Okay, but
we made that big move to earn that trust. So I thought you had your trust. Then after that was over, we were walking to tribal, and you said, "Okay, the next vote is Evie." Did you not say that to me walking to tribal last night? You were ready to break up the yellow, even though we were voting Gabe out. You were ready to pull Evie. She's the first yellow to go.
I was always for pulling Bear and Mandy before Evie.
But Evie was first yellow to go.
I suppose that could have been persuade, yeah.
So that trust just went out the window. Okay, fair.
I mean, I don't have an argument for that. I mean, I told you I didn't play a very fair game, honestly. I played a strong game, though. I knew I had to play it.
So if you didn't play a fair game, why should I vote for you?
Because I think you can respect the fact that I played a strong game to get myself here. And that even though I struggled in some of the challenges, that socially I did what I needed to get here.
Fair enough. Elaine, just one question. From day one, when we pulled up over there the other night, was I odd man out?
Tom, I think if you could do it again, don't tell us how big of a Survivor fan you are. I think it really freaked us all out night one, and we wanted you around as long as we could stay 5 yellow strong. That really scared everyone. And then when you won back-to-back immunity, it was like, I can't take Tom to the jury with me, or to the, to the final 3 with me. I love Yellow Tribe, but yeah, I will say though, Tom, I want to let you know that people wanted you out, Bones wanted you out, and I said no, we have to keep 5 yellow strong as long as we can. And so I really vouched for you on that vote, where people were potentially wanting to vote out Tom, and we made the flip to Clark. So I just want you to know that I stuck with you as long as I could, until in my best interest for the game, I had to vote you out.
Okay, fair enough. Good game, Mandy.
All right, well fought game, guys. I don't have a whole lot to say. I guess I got a couple questions maybe for Bones. I guess when we was walking up, before we walked up, I asked you if you had an idol, and I guess you just lied to me.
I did.
Okay. So that goes that. Elaine, I don't have really anything bad to say. I mean, you played it. I guess you were the shot caller on choosing me.
Gosh, it's kind of blurring together now. Yeah, I think, so Evie, Bones, and I, night one, I guess we're like the 3 young people in the tribe. We went to go get water, and we were all kind of in agreement, like, we want to stay 5 strong. At least that was my opinion. I can't speak for Bones. But in the event that we do have to split up, we had a solid 3. But I mean, it's been so fun playing the game with you. However, I have to say, like, you're the most delightful and kind person ever. Everyone loves you, so I didn't want to take you here. Like, everyone loves you, so me included. So it really sucked doing that, but that was why we had to vote you out, just because you're super likable.
Well, thank you. Good game. I ain't got nothing to say.
Okay, congratulations, guys. I just mainly have a question for Elaine. So before we were going into tribal, I said that I was going with Bones. I was voting for him. So I just wanted to see, like, what was your deciding factor? Why did you choose to go with him instead of me?
Yeah, so that was the hardest decision. I feel like one of the main deciding factors is that Mandy was very pro voting you, and I absolutely did not want to go to rocks. I did not want a game to come down to chance. Also, you're the sweetest and kindest human ever, and I really felt like the jury was really going to love you, whereas, as we've seen, there's a lot of beef with Bones on the jury. And so that was ultimately the deciding factor. I hope you know that I love you, and it's been so fun. But yeah, ultimately, it came down to, I would just hate for this to come down to drawing rocks. If I had wanted to vote with you, that just didn't seem like a way that I wanted this game to go down. So ultimately, Mandy's call there kind of forced me into a corner.
No, I feel like that's very fair for you, because I would probably want Bones sitting there too, but Bones kind of unfairly played because I made an alliance with you. Very first person, I trusted you. I knew if I was going to make it to the end, then I needed a stronger guy with me, and then I just found out that you kind of backstabbed me. But it's the game, it's Survivor, so I completely understand.
You get flamed up.
For the last 3, we're going to let you guys plead your final case one last time. Tell the jury why you think that you deserve their vote. And jury, once they're done, we're going to go back there and you're going to vote for the winner. You're going to write down the person that you think deserves to win this game. But Mandy, you can go ahead and lead the charge.
Okay. I guess I feel like you should vote me. I feel like that physically I competed. They say I didn't compete much socially, but I felt like that I tried to play a fair game with each of you. I tried to be honest with you. When I was asked to vote a certain way, a certain time, I was like, you know, I didn't say yes and then sway my vote. And when I had an alliance going into a vote, and that's what I said I was going to vote, that's what I did. So I tried to stay true to that. I felt like that physically when we were at blue, I played as hard as I could for our team. And then even when we split again, I played as hard as I could for the next red team. So, you know, I felt like I brought a physical game. I felt like I brought a fair, true, social game. And so I kind of left it all out on the floor when I could.
Yeah, so like I said before, I came in here with a plan to stay true to myself and play an honest game. I feel like I did that. I was honest and loyal to my yellow tribe. I spoke earlier about how I believe I outplayed, and outlasted you guys, and I think that really comes down to the loyalty I had. In the moment that I saw threats emerging post-merge, I was calling shots to get those particular threats out. So yeah, it's been a blast. I'm really proud of the way that I played the game. I feel like I stayed true to myself and was honest and loyal, and can all look you all in the face now with confidence, knowing that I feel like I'm in pretty good standing with all of you right now. So I'm proud of that. So yeah, thank you.
First off, I want to apologize because obviously I just hurt some people. That was rough. But I do want to say that I feel like I did play a strong game, and I'm sorry that it wasn't a fair game at times. But still looking back, any of the moves I made, I don't think I'm here if I do anything different. And I feel like if you all were in the same situation, that you all would have done the same thing. It was my best bet to get to this position, and that's what this game is about, just trying to get as far as you can. So I just hope that you all see that I did play a strong game. I tried to play the best Survivor game I could, and that's what I can hope leads to a few votes.
All right, well, with that being said, for the final time, it's time to vote. For the final time this season, I'll go tally the votes. Before we read these votes, I just want to say thank you to all of you for coming out here. I know this was a wild experience, and it's pretty crazy to trust your weekend in my hands, but I think it turned out all right. Again, thank you for coming out here, letting us do this. It wouldn't have been possible if one of you guys didn't come, you know, so I just appreciate you guys sacrificing your time this weekend to come out here. But with that being said, I'll read the votes. First vote, Mandy. 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 The winner of Survivor Kingston Road Trip, Mandy. Congratulations. Good job, Mandy. Thank you guys so much again for an awesome season. All right, I'll give you guys your phone and your money, and then we'll get out of here. Thanks, guys.
Great game.